Alright guys, you thought that was the goats flying past, but it was just me, Perkins. you probably thought it was like, oh, like there's a bunch of goats coming in my house, but no, just Perkins. But yeah, hey guys, how you doing? How's your weekend going? It's going pretty well for me. It's Monday now, so we're gonna have a good week, guys. Okay, so but I do want to start off this week with a beautiful skin here. And at first when this came out, I was like, okay, I'm not entirely sure about this because first of all, this movie, not great, guys. Let me know down below. Do you guys even like this movie, Thor: Love and Thunder? Like, it had some cool parts for sure, but I mean, I think it really like fell off. Like it fell off. They didn't use like the villain, all that good, good stuff. Gore the God Butcher. I know him very well. He's a local pedophile. But he just did not, he didn't do great. This skin, however, the blue and gold, and I'm going to show you his Fortnite skin of this same suit, and just tell me, like, look at the difference between this. It's absolutely night and day. Like, this is actually a good design, but that Fortnite one from earlier, dude, like, come on, man. So that was one thing that I was kind of hesitant about. Like, okay, the movie's not great, so how good is, like, do I really want this skin to like show my love for that movie? Like, However, it sold me. It sold me super hard, and honestly, this suit has grown on me that I've had this skin. I've been playing Thor a lot, so I've, had the opportunity to, kind of, anticipate it. So one thing I really like is the cracked hammer here, and this is cracked because Hela God of Thunder, I mean Death, which is actually a character in this game. She broke it because she's his sister, and she was mad because Loki kissed her on the mouth. I think that was what happened. Then she got mad. It was a whole thing. You got to see Thor Ragnarok for that. But yeah, this is the Love and Thunder one. And the other thing that sold me is this intro here. I mean, oh my god, like, look at that. Whew. He breaks through the Bifrost and goes into this like awesome lava world, and just super cool. And you love to see that. The second thing that got me is this intro here, which is a direct reference to Gore the God Butcher, where he makes everything go black and white, which I thought was one of the cooler parts of the movie. And here is his emote here, where he's saying, I can't let go. I can't let go, to that MJOLNIR right there, because him and MJOLNIR have kind of a complicated relationship in that movie, where like Stormbreaker is kind of jealous of MJOLNIR and stuff like that, and it turns into like a whole sexual thing between Stormbreaker and Thor, and yeah, it's just weird. But this is MJOLNIR, so I think that's kind of a replacement of that, since obviously you don't use Stormbreaker in this. I think they're going to save Stormbreaker for Beta Ray Bill. But this is the spray you get in there, and guys, this skin has the coolest, by far the coolest in-game effects you will ever see. I mean, maybe not ever, but I think in the game so far, the coolest. So I'm going to show you guys that right now. Alright guys, welcome to beautiful Asgard, and we are going to go down into the collection hall to say hello to our wonderful friends down there. Hello boys! Hello again. I'm glad to see you're all doing well. And we're here to beat you guys up a little bit. Like, I gotta beat you guys up, and obviously they like it. This is Cole Glumbo, Griggolosus right here, Jeffrey, and where is he? And Glicky over here. They're great, but you want to understand that when I do, go ahead and hurt them a little bit here. Oh, that was a little bit of a spoiler. But you will understand that they have, they don't feel pain, and any blood that comes out of them, blood, quote unquote, is just jelly. So, yeah. So you probably already heard that, and I'm going to do it again. But this skin has the best sound effects for any skin. And I'll give you a go right now. This is his shift. How cool is that? That's every time you do this. So super, super cool. It just feels... Oh, dude, it feels like you're a badass when you're playing him. And that's not all. If you use... I'm not sure if his E has one, but let's check it out. It does not. Just like Invisible Woman 2 days ago, her bubble does not also have a sound effect, but this skin also does not. But I don't think it needs one. What does need one, however, is when he throws his hammer. Like, come on, is that not cool? And probably the second coolest thing is his F ability, which I think does the highest damage per second in the game. So we're going to test that out right now and take a listen. So just super, like, just awesome rock music plays whenever you are literally just doing anything, basically. You just hear, like, you're kind of like creating your own rock track, which is super awesome. And it's just, I don't know, this skin literally makes me want to play this character more. Like, it's been so much fun. Now, his ultimate, and we're going to take another listen, and this is pretty badass. Let's go. I'm sorry, boys, but oh my god. Was that not sweet? Let's see that again. Oh my lord. Just a super awesome guitar riff. And a slam down. Just epic. Now, I want to go outside. Goodbye, boys. We'll see you tomorrow. We are going to go outside. Oop. There we go. We're going to go outside. We're going to check out his emote here. Pretty basic stuff. He just kind of... His MJOLNIR kind of just flies around, and we'll check out his spray as well. Just kind of like a poster for the movie. I do think, like, I really like the logo for this movie, though. Like, the movie might not be great, but the logo is super cool, and especially, like, the visuals, I think, are great. But yes, what do you guys think? Do you like these sound effects? I love them. They are probably my favorite in the game. Maybe right after that is probably the new Invisible Woman wedding ones. I think those are great as well. But yeah, I mean, this is just... And let me check if there's any team-ups for him real quickly. I'm not sure that there is. No, there's not. But yes, guys, I would get this. If I was you and I played Thor, and which I have been, I've been doing pretty good on Thor, and like in comp and stuff. I've been having a great time. I would certainly pick up this skin. Certainly. I mean, you gotta. It's like, come on. You gotta. Super, super cool. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for checking out this skin with me today. I'm going to go into the gameplay here with a wonderful story time. This happened a few days ago, and it's about a play date I went on. So it's going to be pretty exciting. I'll see you guys there. Alrighty, guys. Welcome to the gameplay session here, and I'm going to be telling you guys a crazy, crazy story about a playdate I had a few days ago with my friend, Peaches. My friend Peaches, and this is a guy, by the way. Peaches is the guy. I know it's like kind of a weird like name for a guy, and you know, me and the boys, we make fun of him all the time for it, but I think he was named after like just his mom's favorite fruit or something, which is kind of weird, but also kind of cool. Anyway, his house, I go over to his house every week, like every 2 weeks, I would say, to do like a play date. And you know, I know like I kind of sound like maybe a little old for play dates, but you know, just having them, it really, you know, it helps my mental. You know, it really gives like a, it really just gives like a better, just a better vibe to my entire existence, and that's why I can be so happy on these videos, because I play with Peaches every single week, or well, you know, every other week. But this week it was kind of a disaster, okay? Because we were doing, you know, we role play as like, you know, our favorite characters sometimes. You know, sometimes it'll be Marvel, sometimes it'll be like, you know, actors and stuff. This time it was musicians, and
you know, after the halftime show and stuff like that, we really wanted to play as Kendrick Lamar, and you know, and we weren't doing anything like, you know, like racist or anything. We weren't like darkening our skin or anything. That's not what we do. It's just like kind of like we weren't like using any slurs or anything. But the issue there was, you know, you have to have a villain when you're playing, right? You have to have a villain when you are doing these play dates, and someone has to play as the villain. So I say to Peaches, I say, listen, bud, one of us is gonna have to be Drake. We're gonna have to be Aubrey, and it's just like there's no way around it. Like, who else is Kendrick Lamar's, you know, enemy other than, you know, like Ketchup? You know, like I don't know. It's just. So we argued for a while of who is going to be Drake, and I said, listen, if you're Drake, if you play as Drake and I get to be Kendrick, I'll lend you my Nintendo Switch 2 for like a week when it comes out. And he's like he's super into Mario Kart, so he was like really excited for this to come out. And I just fucked that so hard, oh my god. But so he finally agreed to be Drake. And I was like, okay, well, cool, I get to be Kendrick. So we set up little like play areas with like the toys we have around, and you know, and I made this area, and I was like, okay, if we're gonna have Drake, we gotta have Cell Block 1. So I made a little like prison area, and I said, I was kind of tricking him. I'm like, all right, come in here. This is the recording studio. No, that was Cell Block 1, and you have to be in there, okay? Because Drake, you know, I told him, heard you like him young. And he was like, since he's role-playing as Drake, he's like, yeah, I guess I do like them young. Well, and then so I say to him, I says, well, then you have to go to Cell Block 1. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, that's where you're going. So he walks into this area that I made with, like, you know, one of those, like, doggy cages. You know those like gates that dogs have, where you kind of have to like go through them to like keep a dog like out of like maybe an upstairs or like a certain room. I used one of those, and I created a Cell Block 1-esque area. And so he goes in there. I tell him it's a recording studio. I drop this bomb on him. I say, Drake, you are now in Cell Block 1, and the reason for that is because you like them young. And he says, oh, come on, dude, this isn't even fun. He's like, he starts getting super angry. I think it's hilarious. I'm like, okay, like, that's hella funny. Like, you're literally in Cell Block 1 right now. Like, like, how is that not, like, the funniest thing of all time? But clearly he didn't think it was that funny. He started screaming. Like, it got real heated. Like, actually, like, super, super heated. So I didn't know what to do, and he started, like, screaming so loud. His mom actually, like, heard. His mom, and I think his dad heard too, but he didn't come down. His mom comes down to the basement and, like, just starts going crazy. Like, what? Like, why is he locked up? Why is he locked up? And I go, he's Drake. He's in Cell Block 1. You know, Mrs. Peaches, you know, and I don't want to dox him or anything, but I say, Peaches is playing as Drake. He's Drake. So he has to be in Cell Block 1. And obviously, you know, the mom goes, okay, well, that's fine, but you got to let him out of there. And I say, fine. And she goes back upstairs, and she was like, the hot dogs are almost done. And, you know, and she asks if we want any condiments with it. I say, of course I want mustard! Wow. That was a bad old... I want mustard. Right? And she says we don't have it. So obviously I begin to crash out. And crashing out is also... you could say I did an 808, which is also short for crashing out. But when I did 808 on Peach's mom here, it just... long story short, I got kicked out of the house because I just wanted that mustard because I was playing as Kendrick, so I had to have the mustard. You know, you guys get the gist. It was a whole thing. So I had to wait for my mom to pick me up, you know, for like hours just outside because I couldn't go back in. And, you know, like, I only have a Leapfrog phone, so I can't, like, actually do any calls on that thing. So yeah, it was kind of like just a total shit show. I had to just like sit outside, you know, by my lonesome, with like Peaches staring at me from the window, like laughing at me. So really, in the end, I was in cell block 1 because of my actions there, and it just really was a tough time for me. And you know, I apologize to Peaches, but he had it coming. Like, obviously, I'm not going to give him my Nintendo Switch 2 anymore, and he's definitely not going to be able to play that new Mario Kart because he wouldn't have fucking told his mom on me if, you know, if he wanted that. So, you know, sucks to suck, Peaches, you know, but if we're going to have a problem like that, you're not getting any of, you know, my items. So if you can't just handle being Drake and just being locked up in cell block 1, with Diddy even, or maybe even Luigi Mangione type shit, we're not gonna, you know, we're just not gonna do this. We're just not gonna, it's not gonna happen. We're not gonna be friends. We're not gonna do any of that. So that is kind of what happened. I got kicked out, and I don't think I'll be going over to Peach's house, at least as much. But yeah, I mean, other times I went over to his house, you know, we played 1-2 Switch. We played the milking minigame, and, you know, we got caught doing that, and it was like a whole thing, so I don't really want to do that again, because that got us in a bunch of trouble, because it looked like I was milking him, and that, you know, that's not bad. That's not good. You know, that's not good to hear. And, you know, like, we're old enough to be milking each other. Like, we're both like 22. So, you know, when Peaches came... when Peaches got milked in 1-2 Switch, mind you, when we played the milking minigame, it was... I don't even know what to say. Like, it's just his mom and dad came in, saw us milking each other. It was just a whole ordeal. And I feel like I probably shouldn't, you know, tell that to the world. But, you know, Perkins is an honest man. You know, has Perkins ever lied about a story? I don't think he has. I don't think he has. So, we're just going to put that out there. I'm not cutting any of this out. Which is, why would I? Why would I? I mean, this is my life. This is, you know, this is not a character. It's not a bit. There's no bit. I don't know. I don't even know what a bit is. Like, why would there be a bit on my channel? You know, especially about, you know, me milking my friend at a play date at 22 years old. Like, I don't see how that could be a bit. Because who comes up with something that specific, right? Like, that's really just like who does that? I don't know. I don't know anyone who does that. And that Venom just wasted his ult. So, you know, he definitely doesn't know. I don't know if that was necessary just yet, but guys, it's just having this, you know, relationship with someone, you know, as a friend, and that ultimate just went away. So that was really ridiculous that he used that. But so yeah, when my mom finally arrived, and back to the story now, I guess I kind of got off on a little bit of a weird tangent. I told her what happened, and she literally took away my Bakugans. Like, my Bakugans went away for, like, at least 3 days, I think. So that was pretty fucked. You know, I feel like really I didn't do anything wrong except, you know, play the game that we agreed on playing, where, you know, my friend Peaches was Drake, and I locked him in cell block 1. I don't see the issue. I just don't see the issue there, and it looks like we're about to win because they're gonna C9. So I'm just going to pop my ulti, and we will see you later. Goodbye, guys.